We're here in Anaheim at Dark Harvest.
He's ugly.
You're ugly.
From the Hot Trash Network, I'm Philip. Let's check it out.
The narrative this year, we decided to go with an Asylum-themed narrative with our antagonist, Dr. Bodkin. And, he's doing experimentations on some of the patients here. And so we have a few show moments to highlight those different things that he's been doing to the patients. So I partnered up this year with Dave Larson from Pirates Cave Productions, and he has been a extremely huge help getting some of these show moments in real life. So I'm trying to get to that point where I'm not doing just so much of the boo scares.
Tell me where you would like to go with it. Like, what is next year going to look like 3 years from now?
I'm trying to get an audience, organic audience that would follow me, akin to maybe something like what Jeff from Sinister Point would do.
Yeah.
Bouncing around,
Yep.
trying to get a building, at least out a building that we can, be like 17th Door, where you don't really have to keep tearing stuff down. Tearing it up or bringing it down is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's very exhausting on me, my family, and the people that help me. So if we can find a place like that, that'd be great. And we can set up and do maybe, an escape room or do something for different holidays. So that would be like my ultimate goal.
I was in charge of basically 3 show moments. The first is the reception room. Second one is we call the elevator waiting room with the barrels.
Yep.
And the third one is the elevator itself and the mine shaft that follows it. Well, the one that was the toughest this year was the elevator waiting room with the barrels. We have, I think, about 8 different DMX lights in there.
Yep.
And also the DMX is controlling the fog machine and the geyser and then the elevator as well. Yeah, the room is supposed to be a waiting room / storage room in the asylum. So these clowns like to hang out there and smoke. And there's a lot of chaos going on, of course. So they see the tourists or the investors coming through and they realize that these guys might be our ticket out of here. So they hassle them. They got a plan they're going to hatch to take the people upstairs with them. But then the security guard arrives and thwarts their efforts. So the one guy says, well, if I'm not going, no one's going. And he takes a cigar, dumps it into one of the barrels, and the room explodes.
And tell me, mechanically, what's happening in that to make that happen?
Oh, wow. First of all, it starts with a soundtrack, a scratch voiceover, and then sound effects. You get the timing right, and then you drop out the scratch voiceover, and you have the actors come in and get their timing right. But then, of course, you have all the DMX light sequencing with the different colors. We have 2 different fog machines that go off at different durations and different colors.
Yeah.
And then also, there's a switch in there that starts that sequence, but then they evacuate that room, and there's a second switch at the elevator that starts the second sequence that runs the elevator. And all that runs from one sequence controller, both scenes. It's a Flex Max. So it runs DMX, and it runs like 18 different outputs and sound, and it runs our video screen in the elevator and our fog machines, strobes. It's a great piece of equipment.
Yeah, so also for people listening to the elevator, you walk into the elevator, they shut the door, then you get the actual rumbling moving to the elevator. There's the little screen you can see, so you can see it's going down. So, and the elevator is a piece that you brought, and then you worked into the storyline here, right?
Right, the elevator was brand new last year, and everybody loved it. So we're trying to figure out a way how we could bring it back and integrate it into the story that we had here, and we think it fit pretty well.
Yeah.
I think we're over the home haunt. We had a neighbor complain, and we were doing it for 22 years. We had 5,000 people go through last year, and we just got too big for the neighborhood. So it was understandable. We had some complaints, so we moved out of that. And I always wanted to try a professional haunt, and this arrangement came up with Adam. He needed some help, so we came in and helped him out. My specialty is tech, sound effects, editing. It's not really the building and things like that, so it was a good mix of different talents to put this together this year. We changed our name to Pirates Cave Productions because I love the tech, so I've actually developed my own custom Peekaboo controller box that has a lot of electronics. It has an external amplifier and 4 channels of audio, and I'm excited about that, to bringing that to haunters next year. And providing just the tech. I find that a lot of hunters struggle with sound effects, lighting, computer control things. They just run out of time. So I would love to be able to provide those services to other people.
We will be open from now until the end of the month. Next week we are open Friday to Sunday. Tickets are available on darkharvesthaunt.com.